Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Girls Rest Room, where we restore, rejuvenate, release, and reflect. Okay, all the re's. Thank you for tuning in another episode. So today's topic is gays are a girl's best friend. So we all okay. So if you know me personally, you know Mean Girls. Well, okay. So first of all, let's talk about this real quick. This is a side. So Jawbreaker is my all fave, all girls chick flick movie, like my fave movie. And then that's where they got the concept of Mean Girls. So if you've never seen the movie Jawbreaker, you're not really a Mean Girls fan. Period. So just to throw that out there. So if you guys haven't seen Jawbreaker, go see Jawbreaker. Oh my god. Anyway, um, okay, so yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so hell, I don't even know what was the whole point of me even saying it? Cause I done got excited because I can't wait to watch Jawbreaker tonight when I get off. Not me finna say get off the phone with y'all. When I finish recording. Okay, but anyway. Mean Girls is my favorite movie. Like one of my favorites, second fave next to Jawbreaker. And it's just okay. So I had to take a pause. I was like, wait, what was the whole point of it? Okay, so y'all remember in Mean Girls when he kept coming into the girls' restroom and they kept cussing him out, blah, blah, blah. So no, you don't have to feel like that in here. Like, bring y'all ass in here. Like, we know y'all don't want this moochie cat or whatever. So come on in and have you a nice little seat, okay? And release and reflect with us, baby, because you are welcome here. Gays are a girl's best friend. My Okay, so y'all know I always got to start the episode off pretty serious, and I do want to dedicate this episode to my first gay best friend, Corey, who is no longer with us due to suicide. So I do want you to know if you are having suicidal thoughts, there is help out there. There is someone who loves you, and this goes for all the girls and the gays, whoever. If you're having these serious, this is a serious mental health thing, and you should really reach out to people when you're feeling alone or feel like you don't want to be in this realm anymore. And if you don't feel comfortable or you feel like you may be judged because you are feeling these thoughts, please don't, but do get help. And the suicide hotline number for text messages 988, and you could chat with them any time of the day, and someone will be there for you and help you get through this. And also, if you know someone who is going through any of this, don't be afraid to text 9888, and the phone number is 1-800-273-8255, and they are available for services 24/7. So I do want to kind of be vulnerable there, because and dedicate this episode to him, because he literally changed my perspective on friends and having gays around. And I was one of the first people he came out to, and I kind of knew it. I knew it. But Corey, I know you are on a different frequency with me. I know that times was tough for you, but I do also want you to know that in this realm, you are not forgotten about. You are loved. You are cherished. You are adored. And shout out to you. And this episode goes to you. I love you. But anyway, let's talk about Corey for a little bit. Corey was he was my first gay BFF or whatever. And he was always a little sassy. Handsome as hell. You hear me? He was yellow yellow bone, light skin for those who don't understand that term. And he had a beautiful smile. He had nice soft hair, and his daddy had he adored his dad. His dad had passed away, but he resembled him so much. He literally was like his twin in a way. It's so weird how much he looked like him. He didn't look like Miss Carla at all. Shout out to Miss Carla. And yeah, it was my first gay BFF, and it was a trip. He wasn't. I remember Corey being so sweet and a little judgmental, but not judgy, like a bad judgy, but like random people, but his friends. Like if he cared about you or adored you, or like you felt that, and you also felt when he fuck with something that you was doing. That's what I mean by judgy. Like, oh, no, not to say it around you, cause no. But I seriously remember him just being so admiring to his friends and his close friends that was around him. So it's just like, I'm sorry, I had like a little reminiscence. I got a little chills just thinking about like how much he admired the girls that he loved that was around him and his friends in general. Like if he had it, you had it. Like Corey was a really, really great friend in that aspect. So rest in power, beautiful king. I love you and thank you. And I am so grateful that you were a part of my life this lifetime. And it was beautiful getting to know you. Now, I have always grew up around gay people, gay guys, and have always been very open with supporting the LGBTQ plus. I don't know if I said it right, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Been very open to supporting my gays. And I really also want to just dedicate this to y'all and start off with just showing gratitude. And I have so much gratitude for gays because a lot of gays have very artistic minds, and their minds are just impeccable. Like it's so, and not to make y'all feel not to highlight y'all in a way to make it seem like you're just so much different, but you are, and embrace that, you know. I'm here to embrace in that alien superstar, that whole different lifestyle and world that you live in. That's just nothing but like fab and just artistry and love. Like I love that. And that's what I resonate with when I think about my gays. Like my gay friends always seen bigger and better. It's literally, and I just feel like that's every single that's why it's so important to have someone who is comfortable, tapped in with their masculine and feminine, and just having that balance. Because look, like where would we be without a lot of these gays in our lives? Like most of the designers are gay. Most of, like, just artistically, like, genius. Like, oh, like, what would I do without my gay? However, I will say, with that being said, thank you, too, for being normal and just highlighting that, because that's not what you all are just for. Y'all are not all just for hair and makeup and blah blah and fashion and designer world. But at the same time, I know that's a sensitive topic to be talking about when it comes to gays because a lot of women take advantage of you and use you just for that and make you feel like you are only good for that. But when it comes to standing up for you or fighting for you and really truly embracing what y'all bring to the table and, celebrating it and showing gratitude, it's just kind of like you're just a little pawn. You're just here for and y'all don't deserve that. Like, y'all are truly our best friends, like, for real. And I hate sometimes when it gets catty, especially when but that's normal, whatever. However, like, this is a positive space, so we kind of just want to focus on what the positives are. And I feel like every bitch need them a good gay best friend, and every gay best friend need them a girl. Need them a girl, especially when it comes down to, like, the feminine. I've always felt so much more comfortable hanging around the gay community because that's who really opened my eyes to be secure about myself. As growing up as a chocolate fat girl, it wasn't much confidence out there for me. Growing up, I had so many struggles because, for one, like, I always knew being a bigger girl, like, that didn't, it comes with its insecurities, but that's something I knew I could change. I did not know I could change to be, I didn't know, but I know I can't change the color of my skin. And so it was always the stereotypical narrative running behind, like, big chocolate girls. We're bullies and we're not, attractive. So that's why I've always gone above and beyond. Once I got around the gays, got my confidence to go above and beyond. And that's really who helped me realize, like, girl, you are beautiful. Like, flaunt this. This is how you flaunt it. This is how you do, like, pick me up. And in a crazy way, yeah, like, we're not really going to get into identities here, but I am going to speak on just, like, male gays who consider themselves, like, their pronouns are he. That meant a lot coming from Black men, because growing up I seen my daddy always dating lighter women, skinnier women, or they were all skinny and light, you know what I'm saying? And I fat and black like him, so I'm just like, oh, I ain't gonna never get no man. And it's because my dad growing up never really was affectionate to the point where he was calling me, you are beautiful, like pouring into me and helping me realize my beauty and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And then it helped coming around with different women who were the total opposite of me and myself. And then also growing up with a mom who was light skinned with dimples and a beautiful smile and, slender. Honey, we had both blew up throughout the years. But, I remember my mama being a little girl. But, I hope she don't hear this. She gonna be like, now, who the fuck? Oh, she gonna cuss me out real bad. But it gained a lot of insecurities, like insecurities for me. And so it really meant a lot for not only someone in that community telling me you are beautiful, but to hear it from a Black man, regardless of his sexuality, it just was like, you know the fuck right. Let me pop my shit. You right. And that's where I've always felt home at. And then especially when I was like a little curious, and when I got to like high school, I feel like everybody in high school, well, all the girls in my school was like, we was all like, what y'all think? Like, I don't know. It could have just been like little hormones, like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was, but we all was like just experimenting. So low key, and I knew about the boys that was experimenting too, but I ain't gonna say nothing. They weren't my business. But anyway, so especially when it came to me wanting to be like, I want to know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, I tried it and it was fun. I don't really consider myself as a bisexual woman because I don't see myself marrying a woman and raising a family with another woman. And that's not what I go looking for when I go out and date. Now, when it comes to, being grown, and I done had some of that Don Julio in me, and want a little bit of that Dalina, okay? If you can. Yes, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool with getting out freaky with a lady and stuff. If my man want to have some fun with a girl, we can, what I'm saying. But as far as like, getting married and all that, oh no, thank you. No, thank you, honey. I'm gonna need me some things on the regular. Oh, I gotta have me some. My emotions and the absolutely not. But I said it to say, yes, I fall in the category of the LGBTQ plus community. I might be on the plus side. I might be the Q. Because one of my friends told me that, oh, girl, you're queer. She was like, oh, you're not bisexual. You're queer. So I'm just like, okay. Like, it's so many labels to it. So I'm just like, shit, I'm in there somewhere. Because, I tap a little ass here and there. But it's nothing that I want to, like, it's not my lifestyle, I should say. It's just something I like to do for fun. Yes, I love. So every year for Pride, I always do like these Pride make. I'm talking about every year. Okay, it's only been 2 years in a row, but still, like, I don't know. I just been very loud with loving on my gays. Ever since Corey left my life too, it's kind of been like, it's just been very, like, I hold on tight to my gays. Like, that's just what it is. I'm very sensitive when it comes to anything with them, pertaining them, and protecting them, and supporting them. So I take it really, really, really serious. But I do feel like we all need a gay in our life to give us life. And it's just good balance. Like, I was sitting with the girls the other day because I was for my actually it was for my birthday. I wanted to plan a day in gayborhood, and it's because it's something about going around gays that make you feel so good about being in your feminine, so good about just being a woman. Like, they literally just make you feel so good about being you. Like, oh my God, if you don't have a gay friend or just have never been to a gayborhood, and what a gayborhood is, for those who don't know, is basically like a little strip of bars and shops that are and mostly in like bigger cities that are owned or ran by or strictly for the LGBTQ community plus community. And go. It usually has the little rainbow crosswalk. If y'all have been seeing them, I know Atlanta is like one of the biggest ones. Dallas has one. I don't know if Houston has one. I'm pretty sure Austin does. And that's for people in Texas. LA, for a fact they have a gayborhood. DC, I heard, has one. And I don't think, just bigger cities. New York, I'm pretty sure, has a gayborhood. And Seattle, maybe, I don't know, but you'll have to look into it and see where it is that you are at. But I do encourage you to go to a gayborhood and hang out and go to the clubs. And this is another thing. The best fucking DJs, if you are more so of a girl's girl like me, the best fucking DJs, I swear, are in gay bars. I swear to God. Because, bitch, you gonna hear Beyonce. You ain't gonna hear all that. You gonna hear some rat top, 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 top. Like, it gets ghetto. Don't get it twisted. Like, it can get a little hood. Like, we just know all of it. But you gonna hear a little Beyonce. You gonna most definitely hear Nicki. You're gonna hear your Rihanna. You gonna hear... You just gonna hear your girls. You gonna hear a little Whitney. You gonna hear a little... What's her name? Damn, I know that song, y'all. When it come to me, y'all know me, I bust out singing, especially on this mic. I don't know who the fuck I be thinking I am. But you gonna hear some shit your grandma was playing when you was cleaning up, honey. You gonna hear somebody walking by calling you old wench, honey. Look at you looking like an old wench. Like, just that old soul, like... what would I do without my gays? I swear to God, what would I do without my gays? I don't know. Like, it's to the point where, listen, y'all. If I die and come back as a man, I know I'm gonna be gay. I'm just throwing it out there, cause I don't know. For one, I love me some dingling, and for two, I'm just so feminine and flamboyant, and like my gays called me a punk. Like, this, let's just get to it. That's what they say. They was like, girl, you know you a punk, girl. Listen, I'm a punk. So, and okay, so if you listening and don't know that lingo, a punk, a sissy. I'm not gonna say faggot. I don't like the word faggot, but used in bad terms. In this term, I'm a faggot. Like, I'm a punk. But faggot sometimes associates with mess and is used to do harm or offend somebody. So we're not gonna, like, that's not what I'm going for when I say that. For those who are like, oh my God, this bitch just said faggot. But no, we're not talking about like that. But yes, I'm a punk. I'm a sissy. Especially when it's just, I don't know. I love gays. Girls, I love my girls. You know, womanhood, all that. But sometimes I prefer the gays over the girls. Because I just need to be around some men with some feminine energy. I need the good balance. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to chill with them. And we going to talk and kiki. And they just going to remind me to keep it up and keep fucking going, and I'm gonna uplift them and support them and make sure they know they good in any hood. Like, you know, just, you have to pour into your gay friends. You have to support them. You have to be there. A lot of Black gay men live a lonely life as they get older if they have not found a male that is, you know, equally on their lifestyle, or if there's just not what they're into. So you have to always make sure you're checking up on these friends. You are there for them and just really supporting them in the ways that you need them. Gays and I relate a lot to gays too, because of that reason. Like, being that friend that was always there for a kiki and a laugh and a good time and to make you feel good about yourself. But when I'm calling crying and shit, it's just like, you can't relate. You can't relate. Or I don't feel comfortable doing it towards you because I know you know. So I really go in hard when it comes to supporting my gay friends. I did want to go back and highlight too on when I was like, my gay friends are good in any hood. And that's because sometimes as women, we like to go around the boys. We like to hang around the boys and blah, 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 blah. If you know your friend want to hang tonight or whatever, and you trying to be funny because you around the boys, that shit ain't genuine. That shit ain't cool. And I don't like people that do that. Like, if my friend can't come with me and feel comfortable, then I don't need to be there. Period. It's the time, and it's okay to hang out like with the guys without your gay friend. I'm not saying that like everybody has to accept. They're not even saying everybody has to accept. But the bitch that's hanging with me and the bitch that says she love me and the bitch that's calling my phone needing advice, crying, or need a laugh needs to learn how to accept that you can't be hanging around me alone and doing all that if I can't come around or I can't benefit off of being your friend out in the public and blah 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 blah. We don't play stuff like that. I've known a lot of stories and know people who do their gay friends like that, and to me, absolutely not. Like, don't try to throw your gay friend off on. Oh, I never forget. I ain't even finna bring it up because it's just gonna be a sensitive topic for some people, and I just, above it all. But however, like, that just put up such a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't like when people do that. Like, I don't like I've been in a case where someone has done that, and I just don't like that, Like, so gays have to watch these bitches and watch who they call friends too, because a lot of gay guys don't like. Okay, so for instance, I'm gonna use a celebrity that I watch. So if you are familiar with Armand Wiggins, he's like literally, if you know me, I fucks with Armand Wiggins. The Armand Wiggins show or whatever. I love Mr. Armand. Like, I be gagging at Armand. Okay. I be hearing him speak sometimes about certain little things. He was like, he don't really get, well, I ain't gonna say, it's just been like certain little things he said that was like, I was like agreeing to. I was like, yeah, he right. Bitches do be doing it. But he basically said that women get a flip on a gay in a quick second and then call them all kind of faggots and CCs and do all that dirty, grimy ass shit. And that ain't cool either. Me and Corey did not have the healthiest relationship at one point. And you never, and he could, like, I wish he was here to tell you, like, he will let you know, like, one thing that didn't come out my mouth was anything hurtful, or I ain't throw nothing up stereotypical at him. Like, when it came to us arguing. Even with another gay friend that I had in my adult years, like, never, not once said anything that could possibly bring up insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And women do that. But also, I will say, unfortunately, every person can be, we're human. There are bad humans out there that throw shit up in people's faces and be very, like, spiteful or scornful towards other people. And like, just women do it, gays do it, but we can't associate that all the time with gay people, that's how they are. And that's like, we can't do that. Only because they wordplay good. And I think that's what it narrowed down to. I think the wordplay be so good. The reads be read. I be like, ooh. But also, women have to realize that if a gay does do that sometimes, when, and I'm not saying just settle for it or take it, but when someone gets, like, I can be nasty when it comes to an argument, but I don't go below the belt nasty. Like, I don't go telling your business last. I'm not fucking with the loyalty part. Like, I might poke the bear, like, but I'm not fucking with the whole loyalty part when it comes down to being in an argument or dispute with another, someone who is, like, that's gay, black, like, nah, I ain't doing that. White people, I might take it there. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna take it there. But And what I mean by take it with white people is bring us some slavery shit. Like, I will go there, and I have the right to, honestly. But even then, I don't feel like that's a reflection from trauma. I don't think that is something that's like below the belt. Like, I'm not talking about no kids, but some people will. I'm not talking about no mamas. Some people will. I'm not talking about, like, I'm just not hitting below the belt with nobody. Only because you might trigger something out of somebody and you don't know what reaction you're going to get from that. And that's because if you do that to me, you don't know what reaction you're going to get up out of me, baby. So I try to, treat and be fair and treat people how I would want to be spoke to, even during the heat of a conversation. Now, I might say something like, that's why y'all did smile, blah, 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 to my man or something. But even then, like, I'm not going below that. Like, that's your man. Like, I might, you know what I'm saying? You my man at the end of the day. So if it is small, well, I'm here for a reason. But, don't act like it won't be spoken up in an argument. Like, let's be real. But, yeah, I brought that up to say because he was saying, like, that's why he don't really have too many close girlfriends, because they do shit like that. And I've seen it happen so many times, and so many more times than less. So that's why I'm speaking on it. So that's why a lot of women who are just like, I don't do the gays, they shiesty, they blah, blah, blah. But I'm just here to let the girls know, like, shit, I've heard the bitches talk about, like, gays in a way, or just be funny towards something that they would not, like, instead of helping. And that's my thing too. Like, if you gonna laugh with them. Like, let's laugh together and let's fix it. Or, and if they're just that friend that's hard to hear it and didn't even ask for it, still be a real bitch and let them know, like, girl, or boy, like, or like, them, they, whatever. You got to just be 100, like, just have a genuine soul. If you don't have that, and it all results back down to that. It all results down back to being a good person. But we gotta appreciate our gays. Like, we have to. And I have so much gratitude and love for my gays. Like, you need you a gay BFF. So, yeah, you got to get you one if you ain't got you one. I'm out here in Dallas, y'all, and I'm honestly looking for one. I think I got one that's, like, in a running or whatever. I do hang with a lot of T-girls. T-girls is trans girls. Well, I only hang with, like, 2 of them. 3, 4, 3, because one, I'm not gonna say dresses in drag, because I feel like that is something different. But she is a cross dresser. Like, she'll dress up. I don't know if that's called. We'll have to get somebody on the show and just speak about different lingos and kind of get their perspective on females being gays friends and stuff like that too. We'll have to get that on there. Honestly, I'm most likely gonna do a part 2 to this, and that's gonna be the part 2 of this episode. So this will be like a 2-part series. But I'm just, like, saying my experience, and I did want to dedicate this to my friend and talk about, like, just, oh God, Corey, I miss you, and I wish you were really here. And I really wish you would have got to meet Casey, because I just, like, I have his picture beside. It's like literally he's on my altar. Like, he's not an ancestor, but I keep him on my little altar with my grandma and my baby daddy, my grandpa, all my people that is in the spiritual realm or whatever. But yeah, so we probably do, like, well, not probably. We're going to do a part 2. But I was saying, yes, I hang with a lot of trans girls, and I love them too. I love them so much. They are not really, well, I wouldn't say they're gay, like, give them that term, because this episode was, like, the title or whatever. But yeah, anybody in the community is just, like, cool as fucking my eyes. Trans girl, me and my homegirl was talking, and I was just kind of breaking down how I felt. Like, we were talking about the whole Just Hilarious and TS Medicine tea. And if you don't know about it, go kind of look it up, because I don't want to be too long with it and get off track and then get emotional about it. So go look it up and then hop back in the comments and comment. And I'm going to be on station head. So just tell me, like, we'll be able to talk about it or whatever. We'll be able to talk about it and you tell me how you feel about it or whatever. But this is, for those who do know, this is with me and her, what I had to talk to her about, and it got uncomfortable. It did get uncomfortable, and I'm going to tell you why. So it was an uncomfortable situation because I didn't know her view on it, but I just went straight in and was like, let me let you know how I feel about shit like this, because you my girl and we hang out and like you really my bitch. When it comes to stuff like the Olympics and competitive things, when it comes to trans women, I feel like they should have their own category, like women, men, trans women. I feel like it should be some equality, and we all should have our own category based off of what we were born physically. So based off what we were born physically, I feel like we all should have our own categories, you know? And just physically. So of course physically, that's gonna be, you know, your strength and all of that, as far as like male, female, and then we should break it up and then, like, you know, compete that way, like compete with what we are, what we identify ourselves as when it comes to our physical strengths. However, I know some people probably shaking their head like, well, I do identify myself as a woman, and I totally get that. But like when we break it all down, like we're talking physics. We're not talking about genders, identity, blah, blah, blah. Well, it is kind of gender, but like physics, like when it comes to that. But biological physics, I should say, if that makes sense. But yes, so I was telling her, I was like, I feel like, yeah, y'all should have a category, and we all should compete against each other if that's the case, you know, and not just being this category and that category. Well, I can't be in this category. Okay, well, let's break the shit up and the best motherfucker win, period. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like in those aspects, yes, I personally do not have a problem at all whatsoever to be called a cisgender or cis woman, and, you know, adding these different like abbreviations to women to make other women feel better about themselves or included. I don't have a problem. It's not that deep for me. However, it is hard already being a woman. And I was telling her that too. I was like, that's why some people get offended, because hell, we still fighting for our own rights as a biological woman, still being overlooked as a biological woman. So people are going to look at that and don't have a soul and just, you know, and just have a mouth and a mind, a smart ass mind, and just going to be like, well, you know, here comes a quote unquote man putting on a dress trying to tell me how to do this and how to do that, because they're so over and hurt and damaged and traumatized by men doing these things. And when I say that, I mean biological men, you know? So of course people are going to be a little, as smart as they are going to be a little ignorant to it and not open. Not everybody's going to be accepted of everything. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it's certain companies that don't believe, like, I'm not selling plus size clothes because I just don't believe in fashion for fat women. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know when it got to the point where it was super, super sensitive, because I feel like the world has grew so much with accepting so many different people and just hearing everybody out and trying to make everybody feel a little included versus excluded. But I think when it comes down to stuff like that, it gets tricky because y'all know what I'm finna go. Finna go real deep with it, honey, because we gotta fight about something. If there's no fighting, there's no money being made. Let's just be for real. Like, y'all know how it is, honey. You know how it is. Like, this is life. If it ain't no fighting, ain't no money to be made. So we gotta find something to make them compete with each other or fall out about or this, and that, and the third. So I don't have no problem with that. I'm very open with knowing that with you calling yourself a woman, standing up in your power and you fighting for women like you. Like, I'm fighting for women like me. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we're women, but then boom, I get separated because then I'm a black woman, and then boom, I'm a black plus size woman, and then boom, I'm a black plus size woman that's a single. It is really, really deep, y'all. Sorry, I was having a little technical difficulties over here. But it just gets really deep. So I feel like we should kind of just sit and just at the end of the day be considerate and think about everybody's feelings and emotions and trauma and everyday lifestyle, and just be a little bit more kind to each other, and know that we're all battling different mental health issues that we are fighting day by day, while on top of trying to get this money, while on top of trying to remain beautiful and confident, and and still be ourselves and not feel judged. So I feel like we should all just be a little bit more kinder and not always lean to gays for hairstyles and a kiki, and just show them gratitude. Embrace them as our friends. Celebrate them. Think about them. Put them first for a change, and really just show up and be there and let them motherfuckers into the girls' restroom. Because, hello.